Hey everybody, I guess it is that time again to do my wrap up with my Q&As when I send out my through the mail autograph requests to athletes and musicians and actors. I always like to ask a question, and sometimes I get them back and sometimes I don't. I don't know, like NASCAR guys are great, baseball players maybe 40% of the time, football players and basketball players maybe 30% of the time, and actors and actresses, it depends on how big they are. If they're huge names and they're taking the time to sign, almost never do they actually answer a question. But you never know. It never stops me from asking it. If you do TTM, I do encourage you to ask questions because you never know what you're going to get back. Anyway, this is my TTM wrap up video with my Q&As. And it's been a while since I've done one. So shout out to Elisa Z and the Commenting Collector for keeping me going there. It's kind of a beating to put together, so I tend to procrastinate doing it. After this set, I easily have another 150 plus to put together. It takes a lot of time to grab all the pictures and put in the pictures of the questions and answers and the background, then do the audio overlay and then add all the extra stuff. Anyway, I digress. I hope you enjoy it because it does take a lot of time to put together, and I'd love to hear what you have to say below. Thanks for hanging out, and again, thanks Commenting Collector and Lisa Z. Y'all are great. Ken Burchard is a NASCAR driver, and he was the 1988 Rookie of the Year. I asked him, do you have a favorite race day tradition? He said, tighten my belts at the start and every yellow. Sign of the cross, thanking God for safe race. For drivers, officials, fans, crew, flagmen, everyone. Casey Kendall was a Major League Baseball utility player. I asked him, do you have a favorite sports movie? And he said, A League of Her Own.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Steve Firevitt is a Major League Baseball pitcher. And I asked him, what was his favorite part about playing in Cape Cod? And he said, the people were so nice to us. I've heard that before. This is the card I actually sent to Travis. Travis was a Major League pitcher. I just thought this picture was really unique because they blurred out the background and he has snow in his glove. And I asked him, on the enclosed card, do you have snow in your glove? Do you remember this game? What was going on? And he said, this picture was actually taken at my home in Ohio during the off season. I thought that was interesting. I've sent to Vern Law a few times. He is a legend. I asked him, what did the players think about having to play 2 All-Star games each year from 1959 to 1962? And he said he thought it was good to raise funds for the pensions, and it was fun to play in different. It's a little hard to read, but he says, in case it gave me a chance to do something no starter had ever done. 3 things. In any case, 4 things. I saved the game in Kansas City, won the one in New York, won the Cy Young, and won series games in the World Series. Some have won all 3, but not in the same year. I also asked Mr. Law, when you entered the league, there were a lot of guys who were playing and who also served during World War II. How did playing with and against those veterans impact the younger guys? He said, the older players did try to intimidate us a bit, but we tried to learn from them, and a lot of us, we got along okay as a team, but a few of them were trying to add another year to their something. But they, at least some of them, didn't want a bunch of rookies taking their jobs. And last, I asked, when starting out in the MLB, did you or some of your teammates have day jobs in the off season? And he said, yes, indeed. We only made $5,000 a year for about 4 years until we got a token raise. Don August was an MLB pitcher, and he won the silver medal in the 1988 Olympics. I asked Don, you have 329 unique baseball cards. Do you have a favorite? He said, maybe I lean towards the Olympic card since it was my first one. I asked, do you keep your Olympic medal on display? To which he responded, yes. And here is that Olympic card, 1985 Topps. Mark Robinson was an NFL safety. He also won the national champs in '82 with Penn State. I asked him, do you wear your PSU national champs ring? And he said, I wish I could. Too many broken fingers. Ugh. I also asked, what was your favorite Penn State tradition? He said, not sure if it can be declared a Penn State tradition, but walking out of the tunnel at Beaver Stadium was powerful. Here's Beaver Stadium. Known as Sandy Fix was Miss Winston. I asked her, what was the most fun you had as Miss Winston? She said, the first lap around a racetrack. Gary Plummer was an NFL linebacker and a Super Bowl winner. I asked him, where was the best vacation you ever had? He said, the last vacation of my father-in-law's life 3 years ago to Greece and Italy. I also asked, what was your favorite sports movie? He said, Brian's Song.
I'd like to say a few words about a guy I know, a friend of mine. His name is Brian Piccolo, and he has the heart of a giant.
Mike Fiore's dad played, and this is actually Mike Fiore Jr. Oh, he was born in 1966. He didn't spend any time in the MLB, but he was on the U.S. Olympic team. I asked him, what was your first job, and how old were you? And he said, my first job was mowing lawns. I also asked, do you have a favorite moment or memory from Seoul? And he said, receiving my gold medal, a special sense of accomplishment. Dave LaPointe was a major league pitcher. He pitched 11 seasons with 10 different teams, the highlight of which was the 1982 World Series champion. I asked Dave, you have 130 unique baseball cards. Do you have a favorite? And he said, the one from Venezuela. I also asked, do you ever wear your World Series ring? And he said, on special occasions. So I tried to find that card from Venezuela, and I just could not find it. I have no idea which one he's talking about. If you guys run across it, I'd love to see it, but I have no idea what it is. And here is a replica 1982 championship ring. Next, we have Ed Barrier, a NASCAR driver. He drove in the Cup Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Craftsman Truck Series. I asked, do you have a favorite race day tradition? And he said, always had juicy fruit gum in the car, which I thought was hilarious. I asked actress, model, and singer Susan Anton, if you had the opportunity to play one of your characters again, which would you choose? Would you have played them differently? And she said, thank you for your question. I really don't have an answer. Fair enough. Buzz Schneider was with that Miracle on Ice crew, that 1980 Olympic team. Of course, they won the gold medal, which was amazing. I asked, was there anything missing in the film Miracle that you would wish was included? And he said, no, perfect. Very cool. So I wrote to professional golfer Carl Kimbrell and asked if he would sign my card for me, and he did. I always ask a question, and the question was something to the effect of, what advice would you give to young people who are playing now and want to pursue golf into college? And what advice would you give them in picking out a college? And wrote a very long response, which is unusual. And so I wanted to read that really quick. So it says,
Dear Justin, first, thank you for the opportunity to sign my player's card. My PGA Tour days are long gone in the past, and it is quite nice to receive a card and reminisce of my professional playing days. Thank you so much. And bear with me, I don't have my glasses on. I thought I would send you a note with a few suggestions on selecting a college/university for your son. And that's because my letter was talking about my son and I collecting cards together. So that's why it's in there. The fact that you're asking now for a 9-year-old boy is impressive. I don't remember saying he's 9 because he's 11, so I'm not sure where that came from. But I will tell you the same thing I tell all of my students, parents. The child's job is to be a kid first and foremost. If done properly, golf will never become, quote, who they are, but rather, quote, something they do. This is extremely important as the love for the game will be based on the child's interest of being forced by a parent. And this is accomplished so simply by merely ensuring your child has the opportunity to enjoy the game. And at this stage, this should be guided by you. So enjoy every step of the journey and have fun. Looking ahead at colleges and assuming your boy will enjoy competitive golf, he should develop what I call a playing resume. This will keep track of all the tournaments he will play in and list how he finished in each, including the scores he posts. This is important, Justin, as coaches want to see and what potential team members have accomplished as compared to a parent telling a coach how great a player his son is. Education is always the front runner of collegiate sports. Unfortunately, colleges and universities are being used as, quote, minor league training grounds. And this miss on this is a lot. And this miss on this is a lot of teens think they will be the next Tom Brady or Tiger Woods. And with the NIL, they think they will make millions while in college by developing, quote, their brand. A, quote, plan B is a must, and that is done via a college degree, and selecting a college that will provide this is most important. The challenge is finding a college that will also meet any athletic needs. Here is where there must be some giving and taking. You may not get all you want, but having a list of uncompromisable conditions is important. The quality of the coaching staff and facilities and opportunities should all be looked at keenly. Speaking of coaches, the individual has a lot of responsibilities as they are now a part of a team to ensure an athlete's sporting abilities improve, to allow that athlete to become a part of a team, etc. And that goals are being met to ensure that happens. But for me, the most important role of any coach is to bring qualities forth for the student athlete to admire that will make them a better person for being involved with what coach and his character traits. If your son is involved with a coach, your job is to make certain that the individual will have a positive impact on his life and the role model for him. He needs to be someone your son looks up to in a very positive light. Interviewing coaches is never a bad thing to do. Please remember the playing resume. This is very important. As a side note, coaches in colleges like to know what your child will not be problematic, and the best way to ensure this is to have your son become involved with volunteering opportunities for the benefit of his community, etc. This is very helpful when college applications are being filled out. All my students that are enjoying the fruits of their labors by attending colleges with athletic and academic scholarships can speak on the importance of this. I hope you will find this helpful, and I encourage you to do what my father did, and that is play a lot of golf with your son. You will talk about things and create memories that will last a lifetime. Enjoy. Warmest regards, Carl Kimbrell.
All right, well, that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will try not to wait so long until I do my next one. Thanks again for checking it out, and I'll talk to y'all later.